What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. You've seen that flight footage a bunch of times. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to the late show, Saturday night. We're gonna get some stuff done. I don't know what we're gonna get done. We're gonna look at the bench cam. Bench cam is looking through the thing. It works surprisingly well. It causes havoc with the focus, though. But I'm always shocked at how well this works. Huh. Maybe we'll try it during a little bit of building. I don't really know what to do here. So I think what I'm going to do is rewire the... properly wire the Tarsier on this thing, and then and mount the flight controller in the rear and the VTX, and maybe even run the antenna so that this thing is like good to go once the Newbie Drone 2004s show up. And yeah, then all I'll have to do is solder the motors directly to that ESC that's going to be in the middle. Hopefully the wires are long enough, and it'll be good to go. So yeah, if we kind of finish this up, I can move on while I'm waiting for the 2004s to the next build, which is the FPV crate build. It's almost all FPV crate parts, which will be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, we can fix the Acrobrat. We got to swap the base plate on that. And then after that, maybe we'll build that that race rig. We'll just keep it going. We'll just keep the building going. In the chat, hold on, let me get it off of top chat and onto live chat. There we go. Alpha Sloth, Brandon Bentley, 239 Giant, Chomper FPV, FPV Trucker, Aethix FPV, Remy Tim, Chemtrail Pilot, Chomper FPV again, and Scott Rick Roscoe Gillen. What's up, fools? Chomper says, what's up? FPV Trucker says, hey, keep me company on my way to California. Oh. Dude, I gotta get back to California. I've only been once. So cool. Ghost Branch FPV, what's up, man? Let's do some stuff. Let's fix our mistake from last night. Basically, I forgot that I'm going to be mounting this Tarsier upside down. And because of that, I made the wires way too short. And so yeah, I got to run longer wires to that guy. So we've got a yellow, we've got a red, we've got a black. And as we all know, you can have any color as long as it's black, according to Henry Ford. this is not quite long enough, so we're going to use the full length here. Let me make sure that the yellow with the video is going to be long enough. Yes, it is. Okay, so let me use my big brain to make sure I don't do this wrong again. Although, I mean, I only did it wrong the one time, so. Soldering iron is on. Okay. Let me just breathe for a second. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's FPV time. Yo. Is that here to stay? Should that be a new part of the show? Man, I like that a lot. Cool Runnings is a movie that I really loved, and I don't know why. I just thought it was a good one. So I've got the receiver zip down here. This morning I also figured out the rear standoff setup here, so that the flight controller drops right on there and it clears the receiver under there. Let me give you guys a zoomed in focus view of that, which I need to do manually because Logitech is useless at making cameras. So here's where we're at with this little setup. In the rear of the rig, I've got an RXSR zip tied down to the base plate, very strategically set back. I've got the antennas going out the back. I'm going to make an Immortal L with those. And then we've got our HDLRC flight controller, which sits right down on top of it. And there's just enough of a gap in there for it to clear. Make sure nothing's banging up against the flight controller. And then in the back here, I've got a tiny little lead, which is just going to loop right around and plug right in there to the back of the RXSR. See that there? And then the Zeus VTX is just going to sit up here. I need to put a couple spacers, but it's going to sit up there like that, right on top of that guy, all nice and clean like. See that? So now I just need to fix, these wires are chopped because these are going to the Tarsier and I need to redo that. So that's what we're going to work on real quick here and just kind of get knocked out. This is the FPV Crate, Get FPV Lumineer QAV-S Mini or Micro. And this is the 4-inch version. It's got the front arms swung back, which should do a really good job of keeping the propellers out of view of the Caddx Tarsier. And with the 2004 motors, it'll have plenty of power. So this is going to be an attempt at a 4-inch freestyle rig. It's probably going to be too light for the size of the propellers, so it's probably going to float around like a toothpick. But if nothing else, it's just sort of another data point as to this like ratio of all up weight to prop size to figure out in micros where we need to be to simulate the 5-inch freestyle feel. And in my opinion, it's really all about the all up weight to prop size ratio. We can make, like, power is no longer a problem with micros. We can make tons of power. The power used to be the biggest problem with micros, and it's why you couldn't get a micro to fly like a 5-inch rig. But now we can make the power. That's no longer the issue. The issue is just finding the right ratio of weight to prop size. And yeah, I've kind of figured it out with 3-inch, which is right around 200 to 210 grams in my opinion. And we just got a little bit of work to do here to figure it out for 4-inch. So I'm just double checking how, okay, so this thing is going to be set up like this. So basically, it's going to sit on here like that. And so I'm just going to measure out the cable length that I need. So this thing is going to sit in there, right there. Here's the 3 cables that we're going to be running. Let's do video first. So video is going to be there, and it's going to need to run to there. And we're going to cut a bunch extra so that we can spin these things. Well, you know what? Let's spin them now. Let's not stand on ceremony here. A funny saying I never thought I would use. Kind of a struggled use of it on that one, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so here's these little guys. Let's twist them up, which A, keeps the bundle of wires together, but B, it adds a little bit of extra wire. So like down the road, if you need a little bit more wire length, or if I just straight up cut them wrong, I'll be all set to go. So let's just do this here. All right, nice tight little bundle there. Okay, cool. So now I can pretty much do a straight shot because since they're twisted, there is a little bit of extra wire built in here. And what I need to do is actually pull this yellow wire out of the little bundle there. Okay, so there we go. So yellow wire is going to go under, and then we still do want to put a little bit of extra in here, so I'm going to chop it right up here. Okay. And I just dug into the ground wire like an idiot, so I need to now swap this black wire out. I can't believe I just did that. Jesus Christ. Okay, so all is lost. What I should have done is just measure the red. Well, you know what I can do? I can just kind of hold these up here. I got this. I got this. This is fine. This is fine. I can solder them on and then I can spin them together. But I just need to get the 1 wire length here. So let's hold the yellow up. Okay. So the yellow is going to hit the pad there. The red is going to have to turn the corner and move all the way up there. So I'm going to chop the red somewhere up here. And then I can just match the black cable up. The black wire up to the red. Okay, so now I'm going to use this little black wire because I ruined the other one. And the black doesn't have to be quite as long as the red, but damn, that's pretty much perfect already. Just going to take a millimeter off of there. What's up, chat? Looks like you guys are lighting it up in orange. Good work. If you'd like to talk directly to me, oh yeah, I forgot to turbo shill. This is my full-time job now. I stream every single day. I do a public live stream every day for 30 minutes to 1 hour, and then for my awesome patrons who keep the lights on, quite literally in this place, I do another 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 hours right after the public stream. Again, each and every day. If you'd like to get more than just those public streams, you got to give me $3 whole every single month. It's impossible, I know. It's crazy. It's 10 whole cents a day. So you got to like walk around all day long looking for a dime. And if you can do that, you can get like 3 to 4 hours of this slab of shit, man. And all this fun micro stuff and 5-inch stuff and flight footage and words of wisdom and life advice that you probably shouldn't listen to, and just all kinds of other nonsense. So yeah, if you'd like to do that, head on over to CiottiFPV.com. The very first link is Patreon. Below that, there's a million other things going on. There's a link to my Teespring store with some really cool t-shirts. and mugs and sweatshirts. There's a link to an Etsy store, which has all kinds of really cool stickers, including, of course, Clam Man.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメ諦めたら周りのことを思うよ。応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ。絶対やってみろ。必ず目標達成できる。だからこそネバギブアップ。
Clamman knows what's up. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff going on over on Etsy, a whole bunch of stickers, and a bunch of random hardware too, like hard to find stuff like M2x5 screws. Also, when you join the Patreon page, there's all kinds of other good stuff going on. I've got a whole bunch of articles over there, simplifying PID tuning, simplifying filter tuning, how to chase down motor heat issues and oscillation issues. There are daily posts right before all of these streams, so you're going to get an email in your inbox every single time I'm about to live stream. You're also going to get a Discord notification because joining the Patreon connects you to my Discord page, so you're going to also get a ding over on Discord. You're going to get added to the super secret Facebook group as well, the Micro King's Castle with CiottiFPV. There's even a swap and shop, CiottiFPV's swap and shop over there, where, you know, a tight-knit little group of people can sell each other and trade each other stuff. So yeah, a ton of stuff going on Patreon. There's kind of no way that you won't save money joining it, because you'll get a whole bunch of knowledge as to what shit to not buy. And you're also going to get like clearance sales and like good items that I find all over the net. So yeah, for $3 a month, I pretty much guarantee you it'll pay for itself. There's also a Fiverr page, Let Me Work For You. Pretty soon I'm going to have fpvinstructor.com up. But for the time being, over on Fiverr, you can hire me to help you fly a little bit better through flight coaching sessions in Velocidrone or Liftoff. I will help you spec out a micro build, because micros can fly really well, but if you choose one wrong component in the entire build, they will fly like ass. So I will help you choose the right components. I've got over 4 years into micros, figuring out and thousands and thousands of dollars buying all the wrong parts to figure out which ones not to buy. Also over on Fiverr, I can help you tune a little bit better. I've had to spend a shitload of time figuring out how to tune because micros are a pain in the ass in that respect. Or I can even edit your videos for me. If you like the edits that are here on my channel, you can hire me to do some editing for you. And also, there's a bunch of affiliate links over there. If you're ever doing an order on FPV Cycle, FPV Crate, God's website, Get FPV, Amazon for anything, literally anything on Amazon, and a bunch of other spots, if you click my affiliate links before you do your order, or if you just change your bookmarks to be my affiliate links so that every time you go to Amazon, you click your bookmark and it's my affiliate link, I'll get between 1% and 6% of your entire shopping cart just for free. It's just free money, and then I'll piss it away on more micro stuff to do more testing for you guys, and 5-inch stuff. So there you go. If you'd like to support me, there's a million different ways you can do it. Some of them cost money, some of them don't. The majority of them are over on CiottiFPV.com. The rest of them are just basically down here. Thumbs up button, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment. Leaving comments really does help, so just go down there and type, and YouTube will love it. Let me get caught up on chat here before I dive back into that little 4-inch rig. Athix just clocked out. T-Bird asking what frame that is. QAV-S Mini, made by FPV Crate /Lumineer /Ryan Harrell /Get FPV. Scott Gillen says, ordered 5 Blaster 2207 motors. What do you think of them? I think it's really cool that they offer the replacement plan. 2207s are not really for me. They're a heavier motor, and they don't have the grunt of a 2306. So yeah, not my thing, but I feel like a lot of times I'm in the minority there. I feel like a lot of people really like the crazy power that 2207s have. I don't really need that extra power because my rigs are fairly lightweight. That also has a lot to do with it. But yeah, Scott, you're sort of in the majority there with 2207s. Most people prefer those motors. T-Bird says, I put you on the TV, Luke got up and moved to the other side of the room. That sounds about right. CiottiFPV is in the house. What's up, Adam? How's that spot today, man? I wish I could have come with you guys. Ramdango saying hello. Ben Watkins saying, any tips for removing a motor bell bolt? I think I already stripped it. Panic in the field, made a bad choice, LOL. Ben and anybody else, the manufacturers Loctite the shit out of the motor bell bolts. So if you're ever going to remove a motor bell bolt that hasn't been removed yet, and you start cranking on it and it's not moving, you have to stop. You got to grab your soldering iron and you got to put your soldering iron onto that motor bell bolt, and you got to wait a couple minutes for it to really get up in there and soften up that Loctite, and then you can crack that bolt loose. If it's stripped, you're probably screwed. I mean, if you already stripped it out, like I would just save yourself the continued frustration and just take it as a $20 to $25 mistake and just get another motor. But yeah, that's the trick to removing those motor bell screws, is you got to get a soldering iron in there to soften up the unbelievable amount of Loctite that the manufacturers unfortunately use. Scott says, do you have a schedule that I can download? I don't have a schedule like at all, Scott. I tend to just stream like whenever I'm ready. Usually it's like after 6 p.m., but not always. I try to stream at different times so that different people can kind of catch my live streams. When I would kind of stream at the same time every day, I would get a lot of comments from people like, man, I'm never going to get to catch one of your live streams. So that kind of got me thinking, and now I have this kind of like loosey-goosey approach of just like, when I'm ready to stream, I just fire everything up. If you're a patron, you're going to get an email, you're going to get a Discord notification, and you're also going to get a post in the Facebook group. So yeah, you're going to get 3 hits for $3 whole a month. Hey, look at that. Yeah, letting you know when I'm about to go live, and I usually stay live for a few hours, so usually you can kind of stumble across it. If you're subscribed to the channel here and I'm live and you go to YouTube, I'm gonna be like homepage right there. Like YouTube does a really good job of showing, if you're subscribed, of showing you the live stream. It'll be in your subscriptions, and it's also usually on the homepage as like the top item, which is pretty slick. It's one of the reasons why I have chosen like live streaming as my form of content that I produce here on YouTube. B-Man says, I came into Clampman. Yes. Athix says, a dime bag a day. If you want to send me a dime bag a day, Athix, I'll resell it and make a ton of money. Maybe not a ton of money, but... Solo says, what's good? What's up, Solo? Shane Ridge says, was minutes away from spending a couple $100 right as you mentioned affiliate links. Talk about perfect timing. Very cool, Shane. See? Hey! Bot Grinder is here. What's up, DJ? Woof. Woof, 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 woof. I give you a bunch of woofs. What do you think of that? Johnny Jones says, yo, what is good? What are your thoughts on Crossfire failsafes? I've only ever had one Crossfire failsafe. I was over a mile out, and I was orbiting a cell phone tower. So 100% my fault. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But I recovered it, and everything was fine. Yeah, for the most part, if you're having Crossfire failsafes, you can't really blame Crossfire. You have to blame your antenna mounting, or the fact that you chewed up your antenna, or didn't plug in your antenna, or like just basically did something wrong. Crossfire is such an unbelievably overpowered link that, yeah, if you get a failsafe, like, it's just your fault. Like, I know that's not like a really popular opinion, but it's kind of true. Botgrinder saying that he failsafed on Tracer again today, perfectly encapsulating the reason that I'm still on Crossfire. I just keep hearing about Tracer and Ghost failsafes, and I just don't want to deal with that. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of latency, a couple of milliseconds of latency, to just never, ever, ever worry about the link. I have had a bunch of situations where I have completely lost video and just stayed and just basically froze on the sticks. Like, right before you lose video, you see where you're going, right? So, like, when I lost video, I knew that I was going in a direction where there wasn't like a brick wall in front of me, so I just left the sticks alone and just waited. And flew out of whatever was causing me to lose video. Video came back, and the link was totally fine. Tracer and Ghost and Express ELRS and whatever the hell FR Skies thing are, all these 2.4 gig links, they're not going to do that. Like you might get like a little bit of that, like they outrun the video by a little bit, but I want my transmitter link to outrun the video by a lot, right? Like all of it. I want it to like demolish my video link. And yeah, I've not gotten rigs stuck on rooftops or in the ocean or in any other unrecoverable spots, just because Crossfire is such a beefy ass link at 900 megahertz. And yeah, when I kind of like look at my priorities, that is like absolute top priority. Like I want the absolute least possible chance of the link letting go. And yeah, Crossfire does that. I have heard Express LRS can get you damn near the range of Crossfire, but like it's such a pain. It's everything that I've seen. I'm in this group chat with Joshua and a couple other guys, and they've been really working hard on comparing all the links. And Express just seems like such a pain in the ass. Like Crossfire is a known quantity. It's simple. It's easy. There's no bullshit. There are mounts for it. Like it's just good to go. And that means more to me than like getting my abacus out and like, let me take Express ELRS and flash it on R9 and reverse engineer the fucking, like, I don't have time for that anymore. Back when this was just a hobby, sure, I would have time to go crazy doing all that nonsense. But now that I'm trying to live off of FPV, I got to be careful about my time and fucking around with Express to try to get it to work and to keep it updated and all this nonsense that's been going on with it. Like, yeah, it's not for me. If it's for you, that's awesome. No wrong answers. Like, there's no better. There's just different. But it's not for me, and I'm not gonna really, yeah, don't get off my lawn. Get off my lawn, rather. Frank says. FPV Trucker says, new Acon F7 in my new glide build, sometimes it doesn't arm. Weird. Check your, when it doesn't arm, put your goggles on, FPV Trucker, and look at what it says in the warning. That'll tell me why, that'll tell you why it's not arming. B-Man says, the only time I fail-safed Crossfire was because I was diving a water tower riddled with cell antennas. Yep, whoops. Yeah, and cell antennas are gonna, I mean, Crossfire will be more resistant to cell antennas in that situation than any of these other links. So when Crossfire fail-safes from cell antennas, it fail-safes a little bit later than all of these other links would. So that's a good thing. Okay, and I'm caught up on chat. Here we go! Also, I don't feel like... Toxic FPV says, I have no reason to switch. That's... I'm kind of there too. Like, Crossfire works way too well to switch. Like, yeah, okay, it would be kind of cool to maybe get like 3 or 4 more or less milliseconds of latency, but like, it would be hours of work. It would be hours and hours of work to switch over, and yeah, I'm just not doing it. Until they're like God's gift to transmitter links, then maybe, yeah, okay. If it's a... I'm not going to switch. Sorry. I know you guys want me to, but you can eat me. I know you guys want me to, but I don't want to, so there you go. I am perfectly happy with Crossfire. I get wanting to sort of like maximize and try to find every single possible millisecond of improved latency, but I don't know. Not for me. I've thought a lot about it. I've looked at a bunch of the info and mulled it over, and yeah, Crossfire is just too good. Like, if Crossfire was a little bit worse, then yeah, maybe. But It's not. It's really, really good. And again, the biggest thing is just it's a longer range link, and it being longer range means that when you're in really challenging situations, flying behind stuff, it's just gonna work better. And in the list of priorities, that is the top priority. I mean, like, straight up, I can't really afford to lose a rig and a GoPro. Like, that would like demolish me to lose a $300-400 rig with potentially a Hero 8 on it, right? Because if I'm going far, I'm probably doing cinematic stuff. So that's like another $400 down the drain. I can't afford to lose $700 to $800 worth of gear. So I'm going to give myself the absolute best chance of not having that happen, and that means Crossfire. Plus, I mean, come on. How can you not want to say Crossfire all the time and every single time think about the game from your youth, right? And sing the little song in your head. And look in amazement as you say, you'll get caught up in and other people give you the strange eye. Do me a favor, chat. Somebody type this. Red, black, yellow. Somebody type that into chat so that I remember the order of these wires. Red, then black, then yellow is what I need to remember. All right, so red, black, yellow. You know what? What did I say? Black, red, yellow? No, red, black, yellow. I can just put these wires in that order. And then, yeah, I'll be good to go. Okay, so let's do some stripping. And then let's do some tinning. And then we will zap these guys on. Blap them up to the flight controller. And do a little bit of mounting. Maybe we'll do our little zip tie antenna mounts, figure out a little solution for a VTX antenna mount, and that'll be pretty much it. Because without the motors, I gotta sort of stop there. I mean, I guess I could do the XT30 and the capacitor. But I don't feel like doing that. I guess I should, but yeah. And then at some point next week, the Newbie Drone 2004s will be here. We'll get to put them on. You know what we'll also get to check out? So the highest KV available on the Newbie Drone 2004s was 2400 KV, which is a little low. For 4-inch, I don't really, I don't think that that's going to be enough RP. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be enough RPM for the 4-inch tri-blade propellers. But luckily, I have a whole bunch of these 6S 550 and 450 batteries. So yeah, this is probably going to end up being a 6S 4-inch rig, which is kind of annoying, but HGLRC sent me this ESC when I made fun of them for their gear catching on fire. So they put their money where their mouth is, and I'm gonna test the shit out of it. So, if you know, they didn't have to send it. I didn't ask for it. I kind of specifically didn't ask for it by ragging on their gear. So if it doesn't handle 6S like it's advertised to, I'm not gonna feel bad about it. But if it does, that'll be pretty cool. The reason why I don't do... I've tried 6S on micros before, and the long and short of it is that micros don't pull hard enough. They don't pull enough amps to really warrant 6S. But, unfortunately, these motor manufacturers' heads are so far up their asses in terms of speccing out their motors that they keep picking KVs that are way too low to make good power. So we're kind of forced to run 6S, and this is a perfect example of that. So I really hope that... I mean, what really drives me insane is that the motor manufacturers don't have to make more than like two. I mean, technically they could just make 1 kV. They could just make like a high kV and then let us motor limit them down. It would be good for them to make 2 kVs. Like, so for 5-inch, for example, right? It is smart for a motor manufacturer to make like a 2600 or a 2700 kV that you can scale down for 4S. I mean, you could run it full beans for 4S and then scale it down for 5S. And then they should also be making like a 1900 kV, which you can run on full beans for 5S or scale down for 6S. And then they don't have to make that 3rd kV, which is going to save them money. I don't really understand why they aren't doing this. Other than that they just don't... they don't have pilots working for them. I mean, and it doesn't seem like they listen to their sponsored pilots. But hey, what do I know? Okay. Oh wait, no. Let me go to the. Let me put these on the. On this thing first. Did somebody type those colors in? Because I moved I had the things here and then I moved them because I'm a dum-dum. Red, black, yellow. Okay. Hopefully I'm not being trolled. If I am, then I'm about to blow this Tarsier up, which is fine. It's not fine. I'll be very upset. Where there's two. Oh god! Okay. And yeah, I'm still salty about that fucking Gran Turismo race earlier. Oh my god, I blew it in that fucking left-hand sequence with that stupid ass GTR in the way. Ugh, that was so close. And that was just a shit job. I just got a little too excited and biffed it. I could have I got on the gas a little bit too early, and there was a big wiggle that happened, and that sent me out into the marbles. If I'd been a little, if I'd stayed a little bit more calm, I could have pulled that win off. But oh well, I'll get to do 10 more laps of Suzuka and try it again tomorrow. Damn. I hate it when I have to do fun things all over again. It's hard. It's a very tough life. Okay, so let's move this guy over. He's not quite lined up where I want him to be. Come on, fucker. There we go. That's better. Alright, red, then black, then yellow. They were all yellow. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think about a big long live stream on my birthday this month? I'm thinking of inviting over a bunch of the local guys and yeah, just doing like a 4-hour live stream where I sort of just like kind of leave the camera on and then we all hang out here and like different people can talk to the camera and talk to chat throughout the night. And that way I can also kind of like celebrate with you guys who are my friends from, you know, all around the world. And we can kind of celebrate together. Me turning 40 and officially becoming an old ass bastard. I hope some of the local dudes can come. That's what she said. I'll just invite them all, and then whatever happens, happens. But, yeah. I thought that might be kind of a cool thing to do. Because, quite honestly, you guys in the chat are, I mean, as close friends as I have. I don't really know more than, like, 4 or 5 people here in Atlanta. So yeah. 40 goddamn years old. What is happening, man? How is this gonna... Ugh. Fair warning, if I have a total meltdown, you know, just be nice. Not my fault. I'll get over it. Alright, that looks pretty good. My god, these pads are close together. Oh shit! Velociraptor Foil, what a name! $20 super chat. No comment, just sending some love. Velociraptor Foil, very cool of you, man. Super generous. Thanks for supporting the craziest thing that I've done in my entire life, which is taking a hobby and turning it into a career. I still have to pinch myself on some days that this is actually working. But yeah, man, thanks for supporting. Very cool of you. Let me get caught up on the chat real quick here. Frank Nicholas says Chrysler Crossfire. No, you guys want nothing to do with that. That is a Chrysler Crossfire is no good. Ruby Tim says, were you streaming Gran Turismo? I haven't seen any of that in a long time. I was. I'm getting a little bit back into it. It's just too fun. Ghost Branch says, still working all-nighters this week. Lots of Photoshop and Blender 3D stuff. Enjoying CiottiFPV's virtual company while at it. Very cool, Ghost Branch. Glad to have you, man. Glad I can give you some company on those overnights. Ram Donko says, how can KV differ so much for the same size motor? I think it's really mainly like a marketing ploy, to be honest with you. I really think that like when each manufacturer comes out with a motor, they look at the KVs that the other guys are selling in that same field, and then they try to not have that exact same KV. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's extremely frustrating, but what are we gonna do? We just got to keep screaming and yelling and hoping that they hear us. Remy Tim says, old man literally has stroke and dies of old age on stream coming this month. FPV Tracker says, I'll be 59 on 4/9. Your birthday is 8 days before mine, my man. Happy 59. Almost as good as 69, but not quite. It means that someone's missing a leg, I think. Ah! Hey, I need water. If I don't have water, I'll die. Hold on. Here's some probably janky flying. Be right back. The Squish X design is going to have less... right, enough of that. Enough of that. I'm actually gonna delete a couple of these rips here. Where's this? I don't want to delete that one. I'll delete these guys. Move to trash. Empty trash. What the hell is this? Oh, this is just in here. There we go. Okay. Move this to trash. And what's up, Dragon Wing? How are you, man? Robert Davis says, that's clickbaity. Where is your suit and tie? What up, man? What's up, Robert? Oh, man. I mean, I could technically put on my my wedding suit, but that's about all I got. I wear that to interviews and shit. I actually got two of them. They were having a deal. I got a dark blue and a gray, and yeah, they're my interview suits. I literally go to interviews. Well, I used to. I haven't been doing an interview in a long time, but for a while there, I would go to interviews dressed exactly head to toe, exactly what I wore when I got married. Which it would always like make me laugh. But hey, whatever. Wear a fucking tuxedo to an interview. That's how you get a job right there. Wear that tuxedo. Michael Rollins is in the house. He wants me to show up to interviews naked. Then I would definitely not get hired. What's up, Michael? How are you, man? Back to work. Back to work. All right, so we got the Tarsier set up with these three bing bongs and the flibbity flab. Let's spin these guys together to shorten up some of the cable length and also keep everybody together and nice and happy. And yeah, let's get that going here. All right. And another couple turns. That's what I want to see. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I'm actually going to pop this flight controller off of here, get my little wood block going, and let's solder these little fellas together. So this is actually going to be sitting upside down. So I'm going to put it in the orientation that it's going to be in. Oh, but you know what I need to do? I need to desolder. Well, this is kind of going to be a pain in the ass because this this ground wire is doubled up. Things are going good. Hope all's well there, as well as they can be, man. Robert Davis says, if you flight instruct me, I'm requiring you on that same suit, LO. Well, there's no camera on during the flight instruction session, so I'll definitely do it wearing my birthday suit. You won't be able to tell, but I promise I'll definitely do that. You'll just have to take me at my word. So let's see what I can do here. Putting heat onto the ground pad. Oh, it looks like I might have snuck it right on off there. Okay, so that's fine. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the other one on without it going apeshit, but we'll see. We'll see. The video pad is the third pad up, and I'm going to do that first, I think. Just to kind of get that out of the way. And I can probably do that. Nah, I'm going to use the tweezers. Alright, let's get this video wire tacked down here. And then we can move on to the pain in the ass 9-volt pads. Only a pain in the ass because there are wires soldered to those pads on either side of where I need to tack everything down. Alright, well, here we go. So these two little duders, I'm going to just spin up a little bit because I did put some extra wire on there. And here goes nothing. So it's... How the hell did the... I'm actually gonna de-twist those. How did the ground wire become longer than the voltage wire? That's kind of annoying. But let's do the ground first. I mean, I'm gonna zoom this in, but it ain't gonna make a difference. My hands are gonna be all up in the way, but worth a shot. Maybe you guys will be able to see what the hell I'm doing. Probably not, though. But that's okay. Just, you know, I'm just soldering wires to pads. Nothing really super exciting. If you have any specific questions, drop them in the chat, and we will talk about it. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. So this pad is getting hot. Ground wire is dropping down. All right, so I need to do this with some flux because this is going to be a little bit of a challenge here. Big old dab of flux from a flux pen. If you don't have one of these, make sure you get one. I've got a link down below in the description. Flux is key to getting strong, clean solder joints. Just like that one. Holy crap, I cannot believe that was so easy. So there are 2 wires soldered to that pad, and yet that still just like dropped on there like it didn't even care. It was just like, nah man, we're good. Everything's fine. Unfortunately though, this black wire is a lot longer than the red wire. So I'm gonna untwist these little fellas. Just so that the red wire has a little bit more length on it. Yeah, I fucked up on this black wire. I made it way too long. Alright, there we go. So here we go. This should be the last little bit of soldering, unless I decide to do the battery pads and the XT60 and all that nonsense, which I guess I could do. Terrific. All right, the Tarsier has 9 volts of power being sent to it. And happy days are here at last. And then that ground is fine. This is looking good here. Let me just, there's a little bit of extra solder here. Let me just take the top off of that little guy. Okay, good. And yeah, we're good to go there. So now I have officially corrected the stupid mistake that I made yesterday with this. And I guess, no, I need the ESC to be on there. Let me tin up this ESC. I can do that. That's something that I can just rip through real quick here. FPV Trucker says, you putting the cam upside down or the board? Why? I'm putting the board upside down so that the heat sink from the camera is as far away from the ESC as possible. Ramdonko says, there's an ion-powered nano drone. That's pretty cool. And then Random FPV says, disgusting bunch of bungs. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get some flux going here. I am going to mount this. Which way am I mounting this? I'm mounting this with this facing upwards, I believe. So I'm going to tin these pads here. And then I'm going to tin all these little fellas down the side. I have no idea how I'm going to hook these motor wires up with these stupid scalloped side pads. Kind of annoyed that they did this, but I know why they did it. They ran out of real estate, so I mean it makes sense why they did it, but I don't love it. And they also put these capacitors right next to the right next to these battery pads, which is not great. I don't love that they did that, but we'll make it work. We'll figure something out. Jesus, this is taking a minute to heat up. They got some serious copper up in here. Okay. Okay. Why is the temperature going up so high on the soldering iron? Whatever. Okay, how am I going to do this? I'll bring the soldering iron down from above, and I'll add the solder from the side. That should be pretty good. All right. There we go. Yeah, that seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, that's not bad. Went and had dinner with my parents tonight. That was nice. They are on their way back to New Jersey with their gigantic RV. They've been in Florida for the last like 6 months. So cool. They do the snowbird thing. They're in their 70s now, so I guess they're allowed to. But yeah, they go down to Florida all winter, so they don't have to deal with the horrible New Jersey winters. Smartest move ever. Okay, let's go back on this side, and then I am gonna return to that pad that I was just trying to add a little bit more solder to. These little scallopy guys are taking a bunch of solder. I'm worried there's going to be a big blob of solder on the bottom of these, but I'm actually kind of okay with that because these are going to be fairly small pads for these motor wires to stick to, and I don't really want to make the motor wires go up. Like, these scallop pads are nice because you can make the wire go at a 90-degree angle straight up or straight down, but like I don't want to do that with motor wires, because like that's going to mean that they either smash into the deck, the base plate, or in my case they're going to go straight up and get in the way of the Caddx Tarsier. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do about this, but I'll figure it out when the motors get here. I'll just ignore the problem until I have to figure it out, and then Ramdonko says, decent flux solved a lot. Big lens next. What do you mean big lens? This thing? You mean this thing? Look at it. Look at this thing. Oh my god. I wonder if it'll focus. What if I manually focus it? Let's see. Nope. There's literally not enough focal length. Interesting. Yeah, this thing is great. My god, it's such a good. It's useless as a magnifier, but as a movable light source, oh my god, it is just terrific. I guess I could just knock this out, maybe. I really don't want to, but I should. So this is gonna sit here. This is going to sit upside down like that. This is going to go here. And okay, so that guy's going to be hanging out there. This little fella's going to be up here. So there is a little space right there. What to do, what to do. Brandon Bentley says the technical name for those cool solder pads are castellations. Ah, very cool, Brandon. Frank Nicholas had said last night that they're called scallops. There's no way I'll remember the word castellation, so I'm just going to keep calling them scallops. I also like to eat scallops, so. 661 says, then today I realized my 1105s are on a 48K ESC firmware on my 1204.5s are still on 24. I think that's making a big difference. If you're looking at raw power and runtime, then yeah, 48K is definitely going to make a big difference over 24. I prefer 24 because it has better braking. But to each their own. Robert Davis destroyed Beta FPV 75 light frame today. It was a blast. Going to try to take the whole setup, put it in Tiny Hawk 2 frame. Emax seems way more durable. Wish me luck. Sounds like a cool little project, Robert. Did I decide if I'm going to run this frontwards or backwards? I don't think I did. But I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to run this thing back. Oh, it depends on... Okay, no, I have to run it forwards. That's right. I have to run it forwards. Okay. So the motor leads are going to come out right back here. So yeah, those are going to come out, I guess, at an angle. I guess I can run those out at an angle, but then I got to decide what the hell I'm going to do about a capacitor. I mean, it looks like I could run a capacitor right off of the goddamn leads. Or no, it's going to get in the way for sure. So this is interesting. These leads are the perfect length to stick this capacitor up in the front like this. That might be what I do. That looks pretty good there. Since this is going to be on 6S, the capacitor is kind of necessary. Let me see what this camera is going to be like here. I don't think I'm going to have enough room. No, there's not going to be enough room. Okay, so I need to go with a smaller capacitor, and I think I'm just going to put it right off of the pads in the rear here. If I get a small enough capacitor, that should be absolutely fine. Let's see. And they always, we always over-spec ourselves in the capacitors. This is a 330. Apparently a 330 is all you need for like a big quad. What's this little guy? This is a little 220. See, this is probably just right. And this is actually what came with this stuff. So if I put this little guy right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the stuff right there. There's almost a cutout in the damn frame for it. And... oh, shit, no, that's going to hit the flight controller. I'll be damned. Well, okay. What am I going to do about this? Well, wait, what if it's tucked down in there? Hold on. What if it's down in that little indentation? Oh, if it's in, oh, but wait a second. No. I'm going to have the plug header forward. Okay, so I can't do this. I definitely can't do this. Yeah. Interesting. I think I'm going to have to put one up in the front. I think that's going to become a necessary thing. Oh, shit. Now it's going to get in the way of these camera side plates. Or is it? So the camera side plates, oh god, yeah, that is all up on there. That ain't gonna work. Well, I guess I could stand it up. It'll look a little weird, but oh, then it would hit the, it's probably gonna hit the top of the camera though if it stood up. Damn. Where am I gonna put a capacitor in this? Do I have anything smaller than this 330? I mean, I have these like microscopic guys, but I don't know if they have enough. Yeah, see, that's only a 25 volt, so that would blow up the second that I put 6S on it. Oh, what about this little guy? Oh man, the little leads are broken off. That's a 330, but it's only a 25 volt. Damn. 35 volt 470. What else do I have? Oh, what's that down there? What's that down there? That looks like a small guy. Whoa, boy. What are you, little fella? 35 volt 220. Oh god. 220. Let's see if this is small enough. Is it smaller than this green guy? Nope, same size. A little bit shorter though. So if I put that on the pads, that guy's gonna be roughly there. This little fella's gonna be here. And now, see, that's not gonna clear. This plug header is on the bottom. It's kind of right in the way. Unless I flip the flight controller over. But if I flip the flight controller over, then the VTX is going to be a little too close to it. So at that point, I guess I could put the VTX on the bottom. But then the... Damn. Damn. Didn't think about this. What's that hole there? Oh, stupid 26 by 26 mount nonsense. So this is gonna be, where are those slots? It's gonna be there, right? Yeah, it's gonna be there. And then that, if I put it as close as it'll go, is gonna be there. Yeah, alright, let me hold this here and then I'll just drop this guy on here. See what it looks like. Oh yeah, no, see that plug header down there is right in the way. And even if this is up like this, bug. Oh, I gotta turn it sideways. I'll turn it sideways. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Of course a horse is a horse. So I'm just going to have to turn this guy. Oh boy, that is gonna be ugly. Bueller? Hello? What about this? Can I turn this one sideways? Nope, it's too long. Too long with the waffle cap. Jeez, this is no good. I could put a waffle cap on this little small guy, and then I could turn him sideways and run the world's shortest leads over there. Well, this guy's definitely not going to work, so I can put him back in here. I would love to make these posts work, but my God, is it going to be tight. And I'm going to have to bend this one post. Nah, you know what? I can do that. That's going to work. That'll work. It'll be a little bit... Oh, no, I can't. Well, if I put shrink wrap over the posts, I'll be able to do it. Jesus. This is going to be absurdly tight. Or I guess I could point it upwards. I could solder it and let this thing stick straight up. But then it's going to get in the way. This cable is going to have to come onto one side. And then I guess it sort of depends on how thick this thing is going to... Oh, and then it's going to try to hit the camera piece. Although I actually think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put it upwards. Let me see. So this will be here. This will be here. And those camera cables I can just push off to this side. Alright. And then this guy would just stick straight up. And it looks like I should have the height. Yeah, totally. Totally have the height. Okay, and then I can even lay it back a little bit. All right, so I'm going to do that right now real quick while I'm thinking about it. Interesting. FPV Trucker says, did you say you're going to run Newbie Drone 2004 2450s on 6S? Will you motor scale them down? So I'm going to run it initially on 4S and see where it's at. But then I'm pretty sure it's not going to have enough RPM. At which point I do have a 5S 550. I'll try it on that. But I only have one of those. And at that point, I'll put it onto 6S. And I'll probably motor limit it a little bit just to make sure it doesn't... just so I'm not asking too much of it, but it should be totally fine. I mean, 2400 is a KV for 6S with 5-inch propellers, big pitch 5-inch propellers too. So on a 4-inch low pitch propeller, it's probably going to be absolutely fine. I'm sorry. 2400 kV is a 4S kV. I think I just said 6S by accident. It's a 4S kV on big pitchy 5-inch props. So yeah, we'll see. But I am going to ramp it up. I'm really hoping that it'll run on. I'm really hoping it'll be light enough, and I'll be able to run it on 4S because 4S just makes the most sense for micros, in my opinion, that aren't pulling 100 plus amps, which micros really don't. So, all right, we got negative on the left side. I got to figure out how much of this I really need. So I do want it to be able to go out a little bit and then up. So let me do this. Let me bend these down at the base. Like that. So that's roughly the angle that I want it to hang out. Or stick up, rather. And then... so I think right about there. I think that's about where I'd like it to be. So if I just snip this here... and snip this one here, the capacitor will go flying. And we can just zap it right on there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That gives me enough room to kind of scooch it around a little bit if I need to. Yeah, okay. So this is going to be tough to solder. Oh man, this is all going to be kind of tough. I might put the battery leads on first, because they need to kind of go on at an angle. It's going to be a tight little build, man. I don't think these are going to be able to go on an angle. I think I'm going to have to put them on the outside like that and then just wrap them around, which should be fine. Let me take a little bit more of the silicone off of these guys, just so I can get a nice big contact patch with those pads, leaving a little dent in the silicone with the clippers, and then pushing the rest of the way through with my fingernails to make sure that I don't nick any of the strands of wire. Okay. And all right. Cool. Let me also re-tin these guys because this is almost guaranteed to be lead-free solder from the factories. So let's just glomp a bunch more solder on here. Plus the part of the wire where we just stripped the silicone from does not have any solder in it. That's nice. All right. So I'm gonna have to run these straight out the back, which I don't love, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna put these on the outside of the pad, so that on the inside of the pad I can put the capacitor. So let's see how this goes. Get a little flux going here. Make this a little bit easier. Put some on the pad, and we'll also put some on the wires themselves. All right, let's do it. Try to get this nice and clean on the outside of the pad here. All right, here we go. Thought I could get away with going in there dry without tinning the tip, since I put some flux on there, but no such luck. Let's tin the tip. We'll do it the right way. There we go, that's nice, okay. And nice big blob of solder, which is gonna help with having enough solder for the posts of that capacitor. And now we're going to do the ground pad, and I'm going to do the ground pad from the other side because these capacitors are so close to these pads. I don't want the soldering iron touching these capacitors, so I moved the work around, which is really important. You always want to make sure that you move the work rather than your hands. Move the work to you, don't move you around the work. Alright, so that is melting. The ground pad is always going to be a little bit more difficult. It's always going to suck up more heat. That's okay, just be patient. And we're getting there. We're getting there. There it goes. The whole thing just flowed. Another second. Hold it nice and still. And there we go. That looks pretty damn good. And now the capacitor should be nice and easy. We've got negative on this side. The little gray strip shows you where the negative is. So let's see. This could be a nightmare. Sometimes this will turn into a nightmare if the whole pad goes liquid and then the other wire that's on there will let go. But if you're quick, that won't happen. Kind of a pain in the ass, but we'll see if we can just kind of get it. No, it's. I know that's gonna happen. So let me put these like auto tweezers basically on here. Auto is an automatic, and in theory that should hold that black wire exactly where it is, so that I can come in and get this negative post of this capacitor to stick down here. Let's give it a shot. You know what I should do is tin the posts on this capacitor. It doesn't really love holding on to solder, but you can at least get a little bit of it on there typically. Just like that. And that's going to make your life a lot easier. And let's come back in here with a bunch of flux. And we're going to put it on these posts as well. Alright, here goes nothing. This is going to be a challenging little... Could be. I don't know, let's see. See what happens. Maybe it won't be bad. Pushed it a little too far forward there. Keep sliding forward. Oh, terrific. Okay. One down. One to go. Same kind of deal. I'm going to put this spring-loaded tweezer here just to try to hold that red wire in place, because once I hit this with solder, the whole pad is going to try to melt. Let's see what we can do here. What you want to remember, oh, the whole pad melted. That's not what I wanted. Oh, I got away with it though. What you want to remember is that solder travels towards the heat. So when I'm doing that, when the whole pad melts, the solder is going to come up towards the tip of the soldering iron, and that's what I want, because the tip of the soldering iron is on the post. So the solder will pull up to the post, and then you want to get the iron and the heat off of there. So here is what we're left with. That actually came out pretty goddamn good. I don't usually like to use the posts of the capacitors like this. I really prefer to use waffle caps and then run wires to the capacitor. But in this case, that really wouldn't have worked. Really hard to kind of see that, but everything is nice and smooth. There's full coverage on the pad, and yeah, that's going to be nice and strong. And hopefully it's going to fit. Let's check that right now. Toxic FPV says, why is it that every one of your affiliates never has in stock what I need, besides Amazon selling it for 10% more than everyone else? For the same reason that every time that I try to do it, that same thing happens. Toxic. Frank Nicholas says, Flux is your friend. FPV Trucker says, I don't fly nearly as aggressive as you do. FPV Trucker also says before that, I have the iFlight 1507 3600s, not cheap, QAV-S 4-inch 4S with 4023 props. It flies pretty good. Yeah, 3600 kV is a much more realistic number. I wish that the Newbie Drone 2004s came in that high of a kV. But sadly, they don't. But I'll work it out, make it work. So now, the moment of truth. Let's see if this shit's gonna clear. I mean, I can always bend the... So these are basically gonna come out to the side here in some manner. So when this is sitting like that, let me try to get it centered on the little slabby guys. So that's gonna be like that, and then this is gonna sit here, and let's see. Those wires are gonna go to the side there. Oh boy, this is tight. This is tight. Look at that, though. God damn, I'm good. Yeah, that's going to work. That is going to work. That is tight, but that is going to work. Very cool. Man. It's almost like I've done a build or two before. Okay, cool. So, now we wait for the motors. I don't think I want to mount this, because I believe with these pain in the ass little scalloped side things, well, maybe I can solder the motors straight up. Maybe. What the hell's going on with this Bluetooth antenna? Get the hell out of here. Okay. That's fine. Shit, man, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. So this is going to be sitting up like that, and then there's going to be that plastic guy. Yeah, I might be able to solder him in the upward kind of direction. Well, let's do this. Let me put the hardware in for the for the front stack thing, and we'll see what that kind of looks like. See what the deal is with that. So, okay. So basically, I need to throw this on here, and then could run that XT30 in through those little guys. All right, so I need to get one of these on, and then this fella. To make sure it doesn't fall the hell out. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll just put two of these. Just put it in the corners. This will also be way more satisfying for you guys to see this thing damn near done before the waiting game begins. Or the oh shitters! I forgot. It needs the little jib jab. I drilled these spacers out, and now I'm kind of regretting that. But I really have to have these drilled out. Yeah. All right, so I need to assemble this in a little bit of a different way. All right, so take the ESC out. And then I'm going to put this, I'm going to hang this upside down, basically. Yeah, I need to just put the screws in, hang it upside down, and then flip it over. And then the screws won't fall out. This happens a lot with micros. Like, the way that you have to assemble these goddamn things sometimes is just one of the most frustrating parts about it. Okay, so now they're in there. So now I gotta flip this over and get it. Oh, no. Stay in. All right, and just like slap it down on the bench so that they stick up like that. And now I can put these little spacers on here. The non-threaded spacers on the bottom. And okay, I gotta like jankily line them up. All right. Okay, so now we put the ESC in. How you doing?
Good.
Done or almost? Cool. All right, so then we're gonna run these through there, and now we gotta try to get all this nonsense lined up with the holes in the ESC, which is just super, super fun. This is also what makes micros a complete nightmare to work on, is like when we have to assemble them in all these wacky pain in the ass ways, yeah, they then become a hot mess to work on. It's why you guys really don't see me putting out micro edits, because like they're such a pain in the ass to work on that like I fly them, something breaks, and then it takes me like forever to fix it because it's such a pain in the ass to fix. It's yeah, I don't know. It's annoying, but don't really know what else to do about it. Everything is so tight and the hardware is so finicky and small, you know, like this M2 stuff is infuriating. That yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't have any answers, guys. No answers from me. Just more questions. Dalton says, whoa, with a Caddx Tarsier and HDLRC electronics. I know, right? I'm putting this build together with everything I don't like. This is the most cursed build ever. It's the electronics that I don't like. It's the camera that I don't like. And then I'm probably just gonna end up giving the damn thing away. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll put it up in the air and see what it's all about, and then maybe I'll keep it. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, if I give it away, it'll last forever, right? Because like it'll have all these things that I don't like, but then I won't keep it, right? Like that's just kind of how it works. So I gotta figure something. Man, with these threaded spacers, it's gonna be really hard to then thread into this guy. I'll figure that out later. As long as there's only one threaded spacer needed, it should be fine. All right, so let's see how this thing is gonna lay in here. This is kind of the moment of truth here, if I'm honest. This is where we get to see if I F something up. Because everything is pretty much good to go at this point. Yeah, see, so I already need to loosen up these spacers. Because I need to be able to thread these guys into that heat shield. Okay, let's try that again. So camera up here. These guys go through Caddx board. And then he realizes that the cables that he put are too short. Well, so let's untwist and untwist. No, let's just try one rotation. So this capacitor is very much in the way now. So I can desolder this video wire and put it at an angle, which I pretty much think I'm going to need to do. But for right now, let's just see what kind of space. Now, I'm just going to do that real quick. That'll just take like 1 second. Although it's the other two wires that I'm concerned about. But this is first. Let's just knock this out real quick. Like, remove it. And then just re-solder it, but at a real sharp, steep angle. I just watched the It's Always Sunny, where they try to win Best Bar in Philadelphia, and Call Me Maybe is playing in the other brightly lit bar, and I can't get that goddamn song out of my head, and it's really frustrating me. There we go. Okay. That was easy. Turning the soldering iron off, because if I have to keep soldering, I'm going to stab someone. Okay, so let's see if there's going to be enough. I can't believe there's not. I can't believe these wires are so tight. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I could have sworn that I left more room than this, but I don't know, maybe not. I did cut them like to length. Oh no, they're fine. They're fine. It's just because I'm putting it together in a weird order. Okay, so now these screws are hitting the threaded part here. So if I just give them a couple little turns, it should thread down into that heat shield. Yep, there goes one. There goes the next. Yep, there it is. That's the one that's stripped out, so that's fine though, because I've got the threaded standoffs. Okay, there's the other one. There's the next one there. And then let's try the last one here. Oh, this is kind of working. All right. This is kind of working. And yeah, so those motor wires are going to be an issue. So that's basically what I'm speccing out is what I'm gonna do about these motor wires. I can't really face them upwards because they're gonna get right in the way of the memory card slot. Zoom you guys in a little bit. Yeah, so I can't really run the motor wires up because they're gonna get right here into the memory card slot, and I can't really run them down because they're gonna go. I mean, I might be able to run them down. I might be able to point them down, but see, this one here is gonna punch right into this press nut. So I think what I'm actually gonna need to do is just run these motor wires straight out. Just cut just the tiniest little bit of the silicone off, and it's like a, you know, on the outside the scallops are like this. Scallops are like this is the they're like that. They're next to each other. Boom, 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 boom. 6 of them in a row. I think what I'm going to need to do is just, like, if this is the wire, just strip a little bit of the silicone off and then just ram the wire in here. So yeah, it'll be a tiny little contact patch, but I mean, it should actually be totally fine. I think I've done that like once before. Man, this is tight. There is like no room, but very clean. Tight but clean. And then there's plenty of room for that pin header between the cable between the ESC and the flight controller. So yeah, I think that is really it. And I kind of might as well leave this together like this, and I'll put it aside and we can just wait for the motors. And these wires are really tight. What the hell is going on with these wires between the Caddx and the flight controller? Why are they so tight? What the hell? I don't get it. What I cut a little bit of extra, but like it's as if I didn't at all. I might have to redo it again. I swear to God, if I have to do it a third time, I'm gonna stab someone. So watch out. I mean, there is one more twist in it. I can remove one more twist. Let's do that. So that'll buy me a little bit more cable length. What I can also do is run them on the other side of the camera. The only problem now is that it might be too thick where the well, I can test that right now. Oh, also I gotta put this little plastic bastard in here. I keep forgetting about this guy. So I need to put him there to keep the memory card from popping out. Like that. Alright. So that little buddy is going to go right there, and it's going to, of course, hit on these goddamn standoffs and not work. So, yeah. That I can't even use that. So I'm just gonna have to hot glue, put a little dab of hot glue on the edge of the effing what's it called? Memory card, to hold the memory card in. Which will be annoying, but not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Okay, so this guy is going to drop in here. Let's see if I now have enough cable length. It looks like I do. So yeah, it looks like that's really what I need to do, is run them to this side of the thing. And now this video wire is soldered in the complete ass opposite direction. Oh, but wait, let me check to make sure that these wires are going to run flat enough. And oh yeah, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, these wires just need to jump up on there, and that's fine. I am gonna resolder this video wire just one time real quick, just to get this kind of knocked out, because I don't want to forget and have to re-engineer this. Frank says, I thought you couldn't use a threaded spacer with the VTX being threaded. So the VTX is not threaded, but the VTX is M3. So I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do about that. I haven't really mounted the VTX yet. I'm going to save that for the final assembly, I think. Yeah, not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. But I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll just do I can use one of these little brass M2 knurled bastards that converts M2 to M3, and then just maybe like throw a nut on top of that and just call it a day. I think that would probably be the easiest thing to do. And it would be nice and secure too, so probably end up doing that. Okay, that is not quite as much of an angle as I wanted. There we go. That certainly is. So that should be out of the way of that capacitor. Let's just check it. And that will wrap up the majority of the work on this thing. We'll wait for the motors. I can now move this capacitor back in the other direction a little bit. And all right, here we go. So let's see. This guy drops down on there. And man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be really. That's gonna be really weird how I get this front stack to tighten down, because I need the spacers to like. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I need the threaded spacers at least. Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a threaded spacer on this one, but not on the other ones. I need it on this one because it's stripped out, but I don't want it on the other ones because it's going to prevent this board from getting pulled down into them. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit of a confusing situation here. I'm going to have to give this a little bit of thought. Although it looks like when I crank these down, it pulls into the spacer, and then the spacer stops turning, and then I can probably just put a pair of pliers on the spacer to pull the spacer down, and maybe then everything will be tight. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That might actually be totally fine. It seems to kind of thread down until the spacer stops, and then that pulls into the. And then once the spacer stops turning, the screw threads into that and pulls down on that. Seems to be okay. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, now everything is happy in terms of cable length. I've actually got a little bit of extra cable now. That's pretty nice. Let me just give this video wire a little wiggle here. Yeah, a little bit extra. Cool. Cool. Okay. Capacitor up in there. And then the Zeus is just going to sit on there. I guess, yeah, and look at, I mean, shit, might as well do it now. Screw it. 1, 2. 2. And yeah, I only need 2 for the little Zeus. So we just go on with that guy. Ooh, this is a job for the nut grabber right here. That's what this is. Nah, I can get my fingers in there. Nah, not really. This is a perfect nut grabber job. It grabs these little brass bastards, and then you can just yoink, and it'll just spin it right in for you. Oh, but I'm going to need to put a little, yeah, I'm going to need to put a washer or something on top of this. That's okay. Yeah, I got to do a little thinking on this, how to mount this VTX properly. But I've got enough screw height. It should be totally fine. There we go. Those little brass fellows are now down. And then, yeah, the Zeus is just going to kind of hang out there. I got to put like a little, looks like maybe a 1mm spacer should be enough. Which, got to do a little thinking on this. Not totally sure how I'm going to secure that. But I'll figure it out. That guy will hang out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That thing is pretty much, this thing is pretty much built. XT30 kind of coming out the side. I'll probably run this through here. This is kind of stupid having it under there. But, yeah. Okay. There we go. That's a 4-inch, that's my attempt at a 4-inch freestyle rig. I think it's going to be a little bit too light for 4-inch propellers, but we'll find out whether we like it or not. And then we'll have our answer. Top plate, a little bit of Caddx Tarsier action. Looks like there's just enough cable length to get it to the camera plates. Camera plate goes there. And where's that? Yeah, there's the hole for the camera. And the only other thing that worries me is now that I look, that top plate is kind of hanging out, or the top lens is kind of hanging out. So let's just do this real quick. Should have checked this earlier, but better late than never, I guess. Can it? Yeah, cool. Enough cable length? Oh my god. This is a clean little build, man. Oh, and then that capacitor is sticking right at the top there. But it's got just, I mean, I could just push it down. I have enough lead where I can just kind of push that thing down. Although I really don't need to. It is down by about like 1 millimeter or 2. Which is all I really need. Damn! Look at that, man. That's a pretty tough build, though, all things considered. That I would not really consider that like a noob-friendly build. That's pretty... Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, trying to pack that all in there. But, I'll tell you what, with the run... Well, you can't run the Runcam hybrid, but yeah, this is a frame meant for a Vista. Putting a Tarsier in it is interesting, but I really don't know if I can recommend this build, because it is pretty that is pretty gnarly. But hey, it's gonna work, damn it. And the HD quality out of the Tarsier is okay. Runcam hybrid kind of blows it away, but it's the FPV feed is great, and the HD is totally acceptable. I don't think I have any content with RunCam Tarsier footage. If I'm honest, I don't think I ever got it to the point where I was happy to actually upload anything. But I'm kind of a crazy person. What's up, Double A? How are you? 661 says, what is that frame? This is the FPV Crate QAV-S Sensei. S is for Sensei. QAV Sensei Mini. And yeah, this is going to be a little 4-inch 2004 motored 6S, more than likely, freestyle rig. The fact that it's got the dead cat arms is going to be cool because that is going to pull the front propellers out of view of the Caddx Tarsier. Hopefully, the Caddx Tarsier will be far enough forward where it doesn't have a bunch of standoff in view, although I don't know about that. Now that I look at it, I have a feeling that it might have some standoff in view, but we'll see. Nothing much I can really do about that. That's one of the things I hate about vertical camera plates, is that they tend to have that happen. So there you go. The VTX is not held down. The VTX is not screwed down, but that's pretty much the way that the electronics are going to live their life in this build. So that VTX there on the top is going to come down a little bit. But other than that, there you go. What do you think of that, world? Damn. It's a gorgeous little build. Alright, peoples. Thanks for hanging out. Ben Watkins says, how's the frame design looking? Any immediate gotchas? Not yet. I'm just waiting on... why is that, Gank? It's... unfortunately, the dead cat layout is kind of important for me, at least, when I'm putting when I'm protecting the HD cam in order to get the propellers out of view, because props in view is not okay for me. I mean, you can't use the footage when there's props in view. So to get usable footage, but have the camera on board and not up on top. It's kind of a necessary evil, unfortunately. And with a little bit of extra P gain and D gain on the pitch, it cleans it right up, and you'll never know that it's a dead cat. With my glide frames, when I do cinematic work with them and run down at like a 5 degree or 10 degree camera angle, I put the dead cat arms on them, and yeah, with like. On those rigs, I think it's like 5 points of P gain, and there's absolutely zero compromises in flight characteristics. Fairly Functional says, is dead cat harder to tune? Not at all. You just need to add a little bit more authority on the pitch axis, because the only thing the dead cat does is instead of having like an X. Instead of having the front arms farther forward, where they're going to have more mechanical torque, right? They're a longer lever when they're farther forward. If you pull them in, you just have less mechanical torque. So by then adding a little bit of P and then match that with some D gain on the pitch axis, it just makes up for that. And as long as you don't have like a really, really under-motored setup, it's absolutely fine. But I mean, yeah, if you have a super undermotored setup, it could be a problem. But don't have a super undermotored setup. That's those rigs that are built like that fly like ass. So just don't do that, and you'll be good to go. The glides on the dead cat arms fly no different. I cannot tell the difference between them and with the Truex arms. As long as I bump up the P gain a little bit. And it's easy to do. You just take it off and you do a couple snap flips, or snap front and snap back flips, and you just look for you just look for bounce back. And usually there'll be a little bit of bounce back. You land it, add a little bit of pitch P, pitch D, take it back off, do another couple. If there's still bounce back, add a little bit more pitch P, a little bit more pitch D. And usually by that point it's gone and done. Like, good to go. Nice and simple. Looks like I'm caught up on chat even. Holy cow. Johnny Drone says, looking so fresh and so clean. Thanks, brother. Fairly Functional rightly says, undermotored anything sucks. Yeah, so true. All right, fellas, thanks for hanging out. This has been your daily, we were public the whole time today, but most days, it's going to be 30 minutes to an hour of public streaming from me, every day. And then there's going to be another 2 or 3 hours of Patreon only streaming. If you want to get those extra 2 or 3 hours, it's going to cost you $3 whole per month, which you're going to do over on the Patreon page. A lot of cool stuff going over on Patreon. You're going to get an email notification every single time I stream. You're going to get a Discord notification every single time I stream. You're going to get a Facebook notification every single time I stream. And then there's also, I've written a bunch of articles, simplifying PID tuning, filter tuning, how to troubleshoot motor heat, and a whole bunch of other really good stuff over there. There's audio versions of all these live streams so that you can listen to them the day after as a podcast on RSS or through the Patreon application on your phone. Lots and lots and lots of good stuff. Definitely worth 10 cents a day. That's what it turns out to be. 10 cents a day. Am I not worth 10 cents a day? Come on, look at me. Look at all this. Look what you get for 10 cents a day. You get a big, dumb, lanky, gangly bastard. Thanks. CiottiFPV.com, as Frank Nicholas just dropped the link there, has a bunch of other ways that you can support me. Etsy store, Fiverr. I'm going to help you fly better. I'm going to help you build better. I'm going to help you tune better. One-on-one sessions on Fiverr. Pretty soon those will be up on fpvinstructor.com. A Etsy store with a bunch of really cool stickers. Teespring store with some clothing and some mugs. Yeah, and a whole bunch of affiliate links. Amazon, FPV Crate, FPV Cycle, ohmygod.com, Banggood, and a bunch of others. So yeah, hit up CiottiFPV.com when you're about to do an FPV order, maybe, or an Amazon order, and maybe I've got an affiliate link for you so that I can make 1 to 6% of that shopping cart and piss it away on more FPV stuff. Thanks for hanging out. This has been your Saturday night stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Here's some random flying from a couple days ago, actually, at one of my super local spots. Be good, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Here's a fun spot and some thrashing. Keep digging into it.